FM Ibadan, your radio station. My name is Toni and Adebisi. You get to be a part of our platforms through these addresses. Official Maestro Petals on Telegram. Official Maestro Petals. On WhatsApp, the number is 070 555 66624 070 555 66624. From the website, it's www.petals1023.com www.petals1023.com. And from your Play Store, you will find the Petals FM application. I'm not here alone as usual. I am here with Adebisi Ogunjimi. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for joining me on the show.
Always a pleasure to be here.
Now, I'm sure you've heard that the anthem or the slogan for the year 2024 is no grief for anybody.
And we've also heard what the police have said about it.
I'm going to take what the police have to say.
PPR has spoken about it. So
he said, let me say that the new slogan for 2023-2024 for our young ones is no grief for anybody. We have been informed from our intelligence that the slogan is coming from a revolutionary sector that may likely cause problem across the country. No grief for anybody is being seen as just the normal talk. But in security business, in the security community, we have seen it as a very dangerous slogan that can trigger crisis. Now, the army also had something to say about this same slogan as to no grief for anybody. But before I take what the army had to say, I'm sure when you saw that, you knew most probably that some youths would not agree to stop saying no grief for anybody.
Well, when I even heard it, I think he actually addressed the press conference to talk about it, and that really gave me a kind of interest. I really wanted to know on what ground he stood to say that, and I want to know if it's now a criminal act. If you see it, because if the police is warning you against something, it only means that they don't want you doing it. So if you do it, what does it amount to? Is it now a crime? I think that's what we should analyze and expect the police to maybe explain further. We have to state it. Isn't it a crime for you to use that? Is it a phrase now? No grief for anybody.
Yeah.
Or let me just say
a slogan.
Is it now a crime to use it? If I write and I put it there, am I going to be arrested? If I am discussing with someone as we are talking now and I just say, remember, no grief for him. I really want to know the level at which it becomes a crime to say it. But really, if I want to look at that slogan, really, if we really look at it and the mind it came from, and whatever it was that birthed it, you will also agree with the police that it is a recipe for anarchy. It is a recipe for crisis. It's not something you really want to encourage. Okay, now, in a family, you are telling the wife no grief for anybody. In a family, you are telling the husband no grief for anybody. In a family, you are telling the children no grief for anybody. At work, you are telling the boss no grief for anybody. You are telling the subordinates no grief for anybody. On the road. So what are we? It's a letter to crisis, really. We are just going to be encouraging, like that video I told you about one woman that just got down from her car and started went back into the car and started ramming into this car that was parked right opposite her. Whatever happened, I do not know, but I think you told me that I think they had a fight or something. You were the one that told me that. But before, I didn't know what happened, but all I saw was someone tagged it, no grief, 2024, no grief for anybody. I'd also seen a LASMA officers, some LASMA officers stopping a bus, and the bus didn't want to stop, and he started just out of just behind another bus. He just rammed out and just found his way into that small inlet, and he drove away. And the last mile bus officers just had to scamper for safety. That is also no grief for anybody. So what exactly are we going to achieve? What do we want to achieve? I think we should concentrate this anger on something else. It's kind of revolutionary, but we are doing ourselves. You are not agreeing for your wife. You are not agreeing for your husband. You are not agreeing for your parents. You are not agreeing for your boss. You are not agreeing for your landlords. So what are you going to achieve at the end of the day? You are going to suffer for it. Let us focus this anger on the bad leaders that we have. Let us concentrate this anger and use it to fight for good causes in this country. Not ourselves. See, one thing about poor people is that we like to fight ourselves so much. We fight ourselves. We are so quick to fight the co-driver that is on the road, that is under the same sun as you are, that has been that probably have not even eaten, just like you, in the same shoes that you are in. That's the people we like to fight. Those are the people our Yorubani Egunwa mama consider kind of person that does not have power. But when we see our leaders, that cannot even take cars to their area, to their homes, to their hometowns, because the roads are not motorable, we welcome them with open arms. We welcome them with singing. We welcome them with dance. We will even take Ashwebi to welcome them, just because of the handouts they are going to give at the end of the day, because of the rice, because of whatever it is they are going to share at the end of the day, and the little envelopes we are going to collect at the end of the day. We welcome them with pomp and pageantry. But when it is between ourselves, then that's when you remember 2024, no grief for anybody. We are just going to you are going to punish yourself. You are going to punish yourself because, okay, now you are a worker somewhere. Then you are coming to work in 2024 in a new year with that mindset of no grief for anybody. This year you try nonsense, you take nonsense. My dear, you are going to suffer. You are going to suffer for it. See, concentrate that anger on the poverty in your life. Focus, face that thing that is not making you succeed, that laziness in your life. Face it with equal anger. That no grief for anybody. You should list out the things you don't want to grieve for this year. List them out, not people. It's not so much about people. It's so much about what I do not want to agree with this year for my life to move forward. Okay, as a country, what should we not agree? What are we not agreeing for? I like the army headquarters that came out and said, no grief for terrorists. That's a good one. So what message is the army passing there? They are telling us, okay, be vigilant. No grief for terrorists. Don't let them override you. Maybe fight back if you can, or protect yourself if you have to. So that is what we should be focusing on. Not no grief for every little thing, and no grief for anybody. No grief for anybody. It doesn't really make any sense to me.
Okay, so I think there's a misconception around how the no grief for anybody started, and you know how we have different slogans at different points of the year. Now towards I think November, December, it was raise them. If you check comments or captions, to be raise them. It was from a sound, just one sound that comes. Then you hear this revving of an engine after it,
raise them.
and then I think no grief. Then I started seeing funny memes where maybe a biker who was supposed to wait his turn decides to go into the traffic and just wants to maneuver his way, and then gets stuck in between maybe two trailers. And then you see the caption, I like how no grief for anybody, that they are taking it personal. So it's just the comment.
What's going to happen? He will get
crushed
and die.
Like, yeah, no grief for anybody is in two ways, but me, I find it more interesting or funny. Now that the army said no grief for terrorists, the police say, that this no grief, you will see caption like, hey, no grief for anybody, we'll go see who go
Okay,
Bet
between
for who
army
last.
and police.
Yes. And singer Peruzzi was like, who we won't grieve for now. He said, let me look for what he said exactly so I'll be sure. He said, police say make we agree. Army say make we no agree. Okay, make two of them fight. Now who win and one obey. Sure you get it's just hilarious. And then we have singer Spyro, who had already made an anthem out of the slogan.
Out of no grief for anybody.
Yes, he said, "Don't grieve, no grief for who, no grief for you." But it now depends on who wants to use their head. You have to be smart on which side you pick. No grief for anybody does not mean you have to go violent. It just means don't do yourself, I guess.
But Tony, would you rightly say that it's non-violent, even when we talk about it? When you talk about it, when people talk about it, when you see it on memes, has it been non-violent? It hasn't been. So I think it's coming from the mind of violence. It's coming from the mind of crisis. It's coming from the mind of anarchy. Tobale daru, ko daru. That is what it means. Because when we are, virtue will preach patience. Virtue will preach, okay, let's bear with ourselves. Just calm down. You know, when we were calming down, we were calming down. That was a good one. Be calming down was a good one. Even Governor Sanwo-Olu used it on people. He had to appeal to the people, Lagos residents, to calm down during the lockdown. Please calm down. We are going to try and see what to do to alleviate whatever sufferings you are going through. So that was a good one. So it's not everything that people say that we should jump on, really. It's not everything that becomes like a slogan or an anthem that everyone should jump on. Some things don't make sense. Some things should not just go out of the locations it happened. You understand? So it's coming from violence, and the police is right to say that we cannot condone anarchy. We cannot be encouraging crisis by saying no grief for anybody, no grief for anybody. What is the peace in it? So there's no peace. If you say no grief for anybody, it only means you are ready to, even if the fight is right or wrong, you are not going to agree. So I really don't know where it's coming from. It's just a bandwagon effect, and people just jump on it. And
the younger sister of violence was always an option.
Which one is it? Tony, I don't understand you. No grief for anybody is not a slogan you want to see. If you are going to be specific about it, no grief for this year. Just like we are making New Year resolutions. No grief for laziness. No grief for poverty. No grief for joblessness. No grief. List them. List them. No grief for obesity. No, then you will know that, okay, you are positive. This is positive. In Nigeria, no grief for corruption. I am in. No grief for bad leadership. We are together. Yes, we are. That's what we want to hear. Not no grief for anybody. That doesn't make any sense to me. It's a crisis. It's a crisis-laden statement or phrase or whatever it is, or clause, whatever it is.
Well, some lawyers yesterday faulted the warning by the Nigerian police that the use of no grief for anybody adopted by some Nigerians as the 2024 slogan was capable of instigating crisis in the country. The slogan, which simply means do not tolerate any form of nonsense from anybody, or do not allow yourself to be bullied by anyone, recently gained popularity among Nigerians, especially on the social media. Now, the lawyers who said they've disagreed. They said no grief for anybody is just seen as normal talk in this. Now, in the security, okay, that's from the PPRO. Mr. Femi Falana said, I no agree for anybody is an expression of antiquity, and the police cannot stop or criminalize it. When President Bola Tinubu came to Lagos recently, Nigerians expressed their feelings to him that there is hunger in the land. There is a form of I no go gree. The expression does not in any way constitute a threat to law and order. Nobody can be charged to court for using the expression. And, or if the police feel differently, they should refer us to the portion of the law that criminalizes such ancient expression.
I think that was my first submission too. That we have to know when it becomes a crime. It is an expression, really. You can't really. I think the PPRO was speaking maybe not on legal stand then. Maybe was just trying to speak to the society that okay, let's not encourage anarchy. When there is a protest, what do we sing? We no go gree, oh, we no go gree. It's just an expression. If you don't agree with something, if you don't agree with someone, you will not go agree. You don't want to agree. That is just it. So that was why I said, okay, we have to know. Has it now become a crime to use that phrase? Has it now become a crime in our society to write it, to include it in my write-up? I don't think so. And I don't think we can even criminalize it. I think it was just an idea or an advice that the PPRO was given. So we don't encourage lawlessness because that is what we are going to get. So we don't encourage crisis. So we don't encourage fightings. Because you don't agree, you don't agree. Then there's going to be a trouble. There's going to be trouble. There's going to be crisis. The wife is not green, the husband is not green. Pastors are not green, members are not green. Bosses are not green, workers are not green. So, okay, government is not green, Nigerians are not green. So what are we going to have? Trouble on our hands. And are we ready for that really?
You know, as you mentioned bosses and workers, I was reminded of a question someone asked that how do you reject a rejection when you apply for a job? And someone says to tell them, I do not accept that rejection. I'll be in your office on Monday.
Go on, please. That's no go green. That is not green.
Yeah.
Okay, you go look for a job. They tell you, okay, we'll call you back. You don't qualify for this. We'll try and call you back, and you sit put, and you are like, I know, no grief for anybody. We die here today. I think it's another version of that thing is we die here.
Yeah.
We die here. Well, and we've been using that for some time now. It's not really a problem. We die here. People will tell you, we die here. We know they go anywhere. We've been using that too. But I don't think that is as crisis. How do I put it now? Peace was never an option. That didn't become a thing. It didn't become a thing.
It did.
Well, maybe I didn't. I did not hear it much, so I didn't even know about it being that popular, really. But this, no grief for anybody. It's funny.
Now I'm still on Mr. Femi Falana and the police. Mr. Femi Falana said President Tinubu should call a meeting of the Nigerian police. He said there are fears. Okay, as regards the Nigerian police, he said he described it as a diversionary, saying there are fears that that's the creation of state police, will be misused as a tool for political fights if created. That the president should call a meeting with the Nigerian police force. And I think this is in reaction to, they protested yesterday in regards to the lawyer that was detained last year till New Year, who went to, who was trying to work the bail of his client, but he was locked.
He was detained, yes. So who protested?
Lawyers, yes.
See, if you are going to have that meeting, what will be the subject of discussion? I don't understand. Because the fear and one fear that people have expressed over the years about the creation of state police is the fact that governors will use this police. I don't think there is much we can do about that, but that does not stop us from. What are the governors not using? The governors are involved, in fact, if not so too much, in our traditional, in our culture, in our traditional institution. They are involved. Last week alone, Yahaya Bello of Edo State, Governor Yahaya Bello of Kogi State, sacked traditional rulers. Governor Soludo of Anambra State suspended a monarch because the monarch gave chieftaincy title to a political foe of the governor. So what are we talking about? The governors are involved in everything. They are involved with everything. They are involved with the local government. They are involved with land matters. They are involved with traditionalists. They are involved. So already they have relationships with their CPs. You can't stop that. They have relationships with their CPs. They have relationships with their whatever the name of whoever heads the army. in their state. They are supposed to have a good relationship with these people because they are the ones they are supposed to work with. So that they will use them is not a good enough excuse for us not to do something that can solve our problem. So why don't we create it first and then begin to look at how we are going to stop the governors from using them for their selfish gains? I don't know what the meeting is supposed to address, really, that the lawyers are asking the president to call with the police. I don't know what it's supposed to address. But if they think, okay, that can actually caution, maybe it's to caution the governors not to use the police as their personal and private tools. Maybe it will make much sense, really, if the president can get that from them.
All right. The President General of Ohanaeze Ndigbo, Chief Emmanuel Iwanya, was asked President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to focus on creating a true federal constitution and restructuring of Nigeria. They said that particular government, before independence, they had a constitution, a true federal constitution, a constitution that could actually apply and bring without a lot of strain to a people who have diverse backgrounds like Nigeria. We had a true federal constitution in 1960, 1963, and that worked for us. Later on, they changed to military constitution, which is not right. Now, that is why we in Igbo land, we are saying, please, let us have a true federal constitution. What we are operating today is unitary government. It doesn't work with the people who have diverse backgrounds. And this call for restructuring is, I think it's getting louder and louder. And
That's how it looks, really, every time. It looks like it's getting louder and louder. I think when people get tired, when they get really squeezed, and that's when we hear it from different angles. There's restructuring. If we are serious about restructuring, it should not be getting louder. It should be permanently loud. So it's not like it's, you see, you feel it's getting louder here. Okay, let the government do something to just ease the affairs of people. You will know that people will probably, some people, not all, will probably stop even talking about it. Some people will even forget about it until something happens again that squeezes them up. Until something happens again that really, really toughens them or tightens them, that's when they will talk. When they will remember that restructure country. That's where you will hear it. That's where you hear it. It should be permanently loud. Anyone that feels he has access to people in power, to people in government, should be, groups and organizations should be talking about it permanently. It's not just something you will call a press conference to address. It's not something you are going to call a meeting to address. It's not something you are going to say when there is a program. Such times you are just speaking for the occasion. You are speaking for, or when people come to visit you and they talk about it and you are like, yes, we are really, really working about it. We did. No. We don't want it like that. We want it permanently on the surface of discussion. Let's continue to talk about it as loud and as frequently as we can.
Now, Mr. David Bwala met with the president on Wednesday.
Yeah, and he put everyone out of their misery of, is he in PDP, is he in APC? Okay, that's better. That no grief for me.
So, trust Nigerians. The internet, they say, is forever. Well, Nigerians went to uproot some of his old tweets. And this one from the 25th of November 2022, he tweeted saying, "The human brain is unique and miraculous. It works and functions optically 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Until you join APC, then it stops working." And then the questions went on. So that means somebody said, "Your brain don't go with that."
That's a good question to ask him.
Because how did his opinion on this change overnight? Because I want to support the president and all of that. I think politics is. I am always amazed by politics in Nigeria and how night turns to day in the blink of an eye.
Well, I don't think it's peculiar to Nigeria. It's not about politics in Nigeria. It's politics.
General.
It's generally that's what politics is about. It's about your interest at that particular point in time. That time, that was how he was feeling.
Okay.
That was how he felt. That was how he saw it. Because he was looking at it from another point of view. But today, there is a different point of view. He has seen a performing president that he feels he wants to support.
Okay.
That's why we say our politicians don't have ideologies, they only have their interests. It's not about progressiveness, or it's not about democrat, it's not about it. It's about what do I want at this time. And I don't know if you saw Shuaibu saying he was betrayed by
I have something on him.
okay, I just
Those tears were.
did he cry?
I don't need to see him cry. From his words, I knew he was pained.
When I saw that caption, what came to my mind, I should not tell you. It was funny to me. I felt betrayed by Obaseki. I'm like, what exactly are you talking about? What are you talking about? You betrayed him first by saying you wanted to contest against him. He didn't want you to. So what would you call that? Your principal for 8 years cannot nominate you to succeed him, and you are fighting to do so. Is that not betrayal? He felt betrayed by you too, by your ambition. So that's what I'm saying. There's no ideology. Have you seen the number of people that want to become governor after Obaseki in Edo State?
Sure.
Have you seen it? Have you seen the number? So that's because they really want to serve. That's because they want to help the people of Edo State. Yeah. That's because they want to really, really do something good for the people. They really so much love the people and they want to become governor. Is that what we are talking about? No! You and I cannot be deceiving ourselves. Tony, we can't be deceiving ourselves. Not with what is happening in the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs. Not with what has happened and is still happening in the CBN. And you think people want to go there and help you and help this country? Please, change your mind, or change your belief, change your expectations. They do not. Boala is here today now. He met with the president. He met with the president. And a lot of people are still going to leave. The PDP is going to be so depopulated. And you know, I know that even with Atiku, with the former vice president Atiku Abubakar that wants to contest again in 2027, a lot of people are going to leave that party. A lot of PDP stalwarts will leave that party and go to some other parties. Not necessarily the APC. Maybe temporarily, just for them to see what's going to happen. Then they will go back. So it's really nothing. I wasn't surprised. You know, we are always even checking Ibolowa Gongo, because we don't even know where he stands. We've not know where he stood for like some months now. But now he has shown you where he stands.
So can we say he went hard or he went home?
Hard or home? I think he went back home.
Home.
Yes, that's home.
Okay.
He went back. So he went home. If you cannot go hard,
you go home.
You go home.
They will accept you at home. Now, the executive governor of Bauchi State, Bala Mohammed, has said Nigerians should capitalize on the exodus of medical doctors abroad to earn foreign currencies. He said since Nigerian doctors are more valued abroad, the government should train more doctors and export them abroad to get repatriation of money. Mohammed made the proposition on Tuesday in Abuja when he paid a courtesy visit to the Tertiary Education Trust Fund. According to him, go by what they want and produce more doctors and be exporting and getting repatriation of money coming back, not only to Bauchi but to other states. That is why we are repositioning our schools for nursing, health, technology and university to produce more doctors since we are found to be competent. I think we should not be crying over spilled milk. The more they need, the more we should produce for our nation's need and their needs, and we need your support in this as well.
So where will that leave us?
Let me ask. So now, my first question is the money for these people, that these products that they want to export, the money to develop that product and then export them, who is going to provide them? Are they going to pay the food, tuition fee, their feeding and housing, so that it is our property? We will export them and then we're able to get the dollar. And then export, when they say export doctors, are they commodities?
No, they are not. I think it's just English
Okay.
that they use that. You know, anything you send there, you are exporting it. At least you are not importing, so you are exporting. They are going out. So that I think we can even leave that one.
All right.
Number one, you remember Governor Fayemi, former Governor Fayemi was the one that said that they should be paying us. Yes, that they should be. This country should be paying us because we are sending our doctors. Our doctors are going to them and they are useful in their society. And I remember someone said that these medical schools are highly subsidized by the government. So the former governor, had the right to say that he can actually start paying Nigerians. But exactly where is this man coming from? Okay, now let's explain what he said. That we should put effort into training our children to become good doctors and nurses so that we can export them to these foreign countries and they will be useful to them in the foreign countries, and they are going to pay them in foreign currencies that they are expected to now bring back, or maybe they are going to even pay the government these foreign currencies. So they are now like commodities that we trade to these countries. So in what state will that leave our own healthcare system, our healthcare institution? In what state is it supposed? So are we now supposed to now begin to? So why don't you just start nurturing everybody to go abroad and be useful? So that they will start sending money to governments that will spend the money. Because what do they do with the money they get?
Big question.
What are they expected to do with the money they get? They should let them start. Get people, even engineers, train them, send them abroad. So that the abroad people will start sending money to your own government here. And the government here, our government here, will start looting it the way some of them know to loot. Is that not what we do? Is that not what we do? You wake up every day. Honestly, Tony, I've lost count of this. I will see a story. I will think, okay, maybe it's an old story. Then I will see the date. I will see that this is just happening. They have discovered another 37 billion somewhere. They will discover another 800 and kinikon somewhere. They will discover another. What? So what are we talking about? So what are we saying? What is it saying exactly? So we should start nurturing now, training our doctors and nurses just for the purpose of exportation. We'll export them and they will pay our government for the services that these people are rendering. Because I don't know how much of this money is coming back into our economy. How much? Most of our doctors, are they sending money? Are they doing anything at home? They are not doing anything at home. You even ask some of them to come and build houses, they will tell you, They will tell you what? I know someone that said his children discouraged him from investing in anything in Nigeria. Discouraged him from investing in anything in Nigeria, that they do not even want to hear it. So what is it? What is he talking about? Let's call a spade a spade. This thing is not good for us. It's not good for our society. It's not good for our economy. This Japa syndrome is negative on us. There is no way to look at it. So what does he want to do? That we should make something good out of the fact that doctors are going there. We start training them and be selling them, or what? Exporting them so that they will be paying our. I don't get it.
And in all of this whole talk on this Japa, I've never heard them saying, well, let's work on our system, on our society, create a better society.
No, they are not looking to solve. They are not looking to solve the problem. They are not looking to solve the problem of why are people leaving. No. Remember, they wanted to even force them to stay. That is what they want to do. That they will promulgate a law that will ban you from traveling out of the country in the first 3 years, or maybe 3 years after your graduation as a doctor. That is what they want to do. And now this one is even telling them to even train doctors for the purpose of exporting them to other countries, so that these countries will now send money to our government, and our government will do what with the money exactly? They will do what with the money? What do we do with money here? What do we do with money? Before you know what is happening, you will begin to see that even the training that you think you now begin to give, you want to start giving these doctors, you will see that it will start suffering. Because one would expect that the money they get should be put back into training more doctors, and better ones at that. But you will see that you won't get it.
Now we're going to Edo State. Um, just as you know, the deputy governor has called has said his principal betrayed him for supporting, for backing another aspirant instead of himself, and we've had aspirants step down for the same aspirant. Now he said he was persuaded to become deputy without protest. He added value. He used his money. I did this, I did that. I supported the second term, one thing, and all of that, and all of that. Now, the former Minister of Works, Mike Onolomene, said that the governor of Edo State pushed him out of the PDP, and that he said there was manipulation. And it is true. I have been a member of PDP up until 2023. I was a member of the party, but something happened that I just couldn't relate with. Right from the beginning of 2023, I set out to run for a senatorial seat. That is the Edo Central Senatorial District. In that primary election, I won in a very stylish way. I got 90% of the votes, and the remaining 10% was shared by the remaining 5 aspirants. But at the time I thought it was over, the governor of the state, Godwin Obaseki, had come in and was supporting somebody who did not even partake in the primaries to take over the seat. Initially, we thought it was a joke. We went to the High Court, and from there to the Court of Appeal, and then to the Supreme Court. Funny enough, the Supreme Court gave them judgment. For me, that was the breaking point. From that point, I did not accept to go further because it was one too many. That was what happened. So aside the deputy governor, we're having other people too having things to say about the governor. But at the end of the day, the governor has the right to support whoever he wants to support, isn't it? I mean, it was the choice of the deputy governor to have, as he claimed, supported with his money, his cars during the campaign for the first term and also the second term, and he wasn't forced at gunpoint to agree to become deputy governor.
Then he should come out and tell us what he gained as deputy governor.
Ooh.
In the past 8 years.
What he gained.
See, he has only told us what he spent.
Not what he gained.
So he is telling me now that he has run at a loss for 8 years as deputy governor of a state, Edo State in Nigeria. And when your principal was going out of the party, you followed him because you love him so much. You love the people so much. You wanted to serve the people as the deputy governor of their state. So you followed him. Against all odds, you followed him from APC to PDP. You contested with him and you won. And since then, even till now, you have not resigned as deputy governor. Has he?
No.
Till tomorrow, you have not heard. Okay, maybe he can resign tonight.
Okay.
Till as we sit here this morning, you have not resigned as the deputy governor of this man or to this man. And you are here telling us that he betrayed you, you spent your money, you spent your... Yeah, you knew you were sowing seeds because you knew you were going to reap them. So you should come out and tell us what he has gained in the past 8 years of being deputy governor to Governor Godwin Obaseki in Edo State. So it's not all, we are not fools. They can't just be coming out and be telling us when they break out or they break away from themselves. When there is a fallout, that's when they come out and start looking for our pity. They want to start drafting us, behind them. He will now come and start telling you. There was the time they said they slashed his allocation, the allocation of his office. He did not leave the office.
This 2024 budget.
They changed his office. They sent him out of government. He did not leave the governor's office. He did not leave. He did not resign. He's taking everything they are bringing to him in his strides. Why? Because he's still very okay there. is a post that he doesn't want to relinquish. And the governor had not even sacked him. He hadn't even asked for him to be removed. He didn't even ask for him to be impeached or whatever. He's just carrying on with him. Despite the fact that he's going against the governor to want to contest. Yes, he's going against the governor. It is his right to contest, and it is the governor's right to support his candidate. As we can't force you not to contest, you can't force the governor to support you. So, and everyone knows the power that the governor holds in a state. You know the power the governor holds in your party. So you know who you should talk to if you want to become whatever. You know how to go. You know the route to take. So why are you now trying to... If you want to be your own man, then be ready. Be ready to fight for it until you get it. Be ready to stand until you can stand.
But don't you find it funny that the person he has worked for the past 7 years plus didn't think to endorse him?
That's it. That's the very, very interesting aspect of it. Because the governor probably feels we have been here together for 8 years. What is it again that you want to get? What is it again you want to do that we couldn't have done together? Yes, people would say, no, he's not the governor. A lot of things he wouldn't have been able to do because he wasn't the one that was calling the shots. He would still have to, refer to his governor, to his principal. That is, I'll just say whatever. He was there. He had been in power for 8 years. You cannot begin to separate yourself from your principal at this time. No. We don't agree. So if you had wanted so much to succeed your governor, your principal, you should have started working it out since. Or you should have had it as an agreement.
As you finish, where I will come on.
As you are ending your tenure, you are endorsing me to take over from you. They are politicians. So they are politicians. They know how they settle themselves. They know how to give themselves stuff. They know how they talk about it. They know how they agree. So all these ones that Shaibu is just coming out to say, I honestly don't feel for him. I don't feel for him. And Governor Fubara had a meeting, closed-door meeting with President Bola Tinubu yesterday.
And he said
whatever they discussed, private.
Chicken.
That's it. Private.
Mr. Obi, reacting to the slash of entourage, he said the just announced 60% cut in the size of federal official entourages on travels is one positive step towards the reduction of cost at governance and a way of halting wastage. But this measure is just scratching the surface, as it is limited in scope and can only lead to a very negligible saving. We are yet to be told how much savings this will amount to. While this modest step may be somewhat commendable, what is desirable should be both a 60% reduction in federal official overseas trips as well as 60% reduction in the size of delegations. Most importantly, what our current economic realities demand is a 60% reduction in the total cost of governance at the federal level. This implies that the recently passed federal budget needs to be revised to cut all wasteful and unnecessary items. Now, I even subscribe to 60% reduction in both federal and state level cost of governance. But then go agree.
Even local government.
Will they agree?
Have you seen local government chairmen, even and their wives going? See, it's this culture of waste has permeated our society. It's everywhere. Tony, it is everywhere. Even people that are not politicians, they like their convoys. They like their aesthetics. They like the paraphernalia of everywhere they are. Non-politicians go with convoys. They travel in convoys. Some people, they can't travel alone. So it's not, they are used to it. And the problem we now have is that these ones are spending our money. That's where our problem is. They are spending our money and we want them to cut it. So that 60% cut that we had from the president is a good start. Yes, it might be negligible if we calculate in terms of naira and kobo, but it's something. It's a good start. It is the mind that conceived it and decided to do it that Nigerians are applauding. We know that it's probably not even going to see, because at the end of the day, you might not even know how many people the governor, the president, or the government is sponsoring. Like I asked Maestro, some people even sponsor themselves on these trips with the president. Yes, yes. Some people sponsor themselves.
Why?
Some people want to see the president. And they know that the best place to see him is probably when he's in London or Paris or just out of the country. Then he will have little engagements. Very few engagements. They can just find their ways into his itinerary or his guest list. They know how they run this thing now. See, some cars in the president's convoy don't belong to the presidency. They are private cars. Their owners probably wanted to go to where the president is going, and they would have spoken with the protocol. They would have spoken with the protocol, so they just passed them. They joined the convoy.
Oh.
Yeah, that's how they do it.
Now he choke.
No. It doesn't choke. That's how it happens. So that is what you see this COP 23 too. You know, they actually said that it was only 400 and I think for over 400 that the president or the presidency sponsored, that the government sponsored. And how many delegates did we have? People sponsored themselves. People went by themselves. So we should not forget that too. Some people that you see in the entourage of the president are there by themselves because they want to see. You know how it is now. It is when the president sees them like wow. I want to tell ferry me. You know, that's how it happens. And then he's like, yeah, yes, sir. I've actually been trying to actually one of one. He knows I was just in the neighborhood. I heard you are in town. That's how it happens. Just like I saw the president was just, this is just by the way anyway. The president saw Papa Jasko at the Lagos airport when he went home for this Yuletide. So he saw Papa Jasko just going there. He just said, Iwo, one B, come here. He saw him and he greeted him. And you don't know what happened after the greeting. So it happens. So people who want to see the president for one thing or the other, people who want to see the governor for one favor or the other, they will find their ways into the convoy, into the entourage, and the president will see them. That's how it happens. It's small, but at least it's done. That 60% slash is good. Because the president has been asking Nigerians to sacrifice. And we have always asked him to. What are you willing to let go of? What are you willing to sacrifice? What are you willing to give for Nigeria to be better? You can't just be asking us to. We don't have.
We want the sacrifice.
Then we ask, is it now our blood that we are going to sacrifice or what? Because we are pushed to the wall already. Everything is up there. So you should be talking about sacrifice. It's you that should be talking about letting some things go. Shedding some weight. Look at that banker that committed suicide. Just look at her. Why? She didn't see a bright future. The economy was hard. Her figures were low. Her brain was clogged. Her life is messed up. Her decisions are wrong. Those were the things she wrote. And she killed herself. Sorry. You want to take a break?
No, no, I will be fine. The living has to keep living.
Yes.
The Nigerian army has confirmed the arrest of 2 soldiers seen in a viral video torturing a half-naked man in a room in Port Harcourt. In the video that went viral on Tuesday, the soldiers were seen using belts to torture the man. It generated a lot of reactions among Nigerians who called for the arrest and prosecution of the soldiers. Lieutenant Colonel Danjuma, Acting Deputy Director, Public Relations, 6th Division Nigerian Army, confirmed the arrest of the soldiers in a statement issued in Port Harcourt on Thursday. He said the army was disturbed by the trending video and has taken action to punish the soldiers involved. We view with utmost dismay the unprofessional conduct of... Alright, now, I don't even want to know what the half-naked man did, but I saw that video. I for one, I am always very scared of soldiers. I have friends that are in the military, but I'm always very scared of people that I don't know.
You should be.
Because I feel like they feel like they have the whole power in the world and they can do and undo, which does not make sense to me. I will be sincere. Yes, they are in the battlefield fighting to defend our land, which is very commendable and which I salute them for. But some of them just abuse this power. This whole, when you get to checkpoints, you can't pick call, or you can't even have your earphones plugged in your ears, you can't openly hold your phone, not facing your camera stand, just holding. They will seize it, or they are just scary for some reasons that I don't even understand. Yes, I know they go through trainings that me I cannot even go through, but there are some of their powers that they abuse. This one,
You know what I don't really like about soldiers beating people is when people use them to threaten people. You have a fight, or someone is owing you money, and you go to call it because you have a soldier friend, or because you have a soldier boyfriend, or you have somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that is this. You understand how we abuse these things, and before you know it, you have called the soldiers. They are here. Yes, they are here or at the scene of the incident, and they are already beating this person blue, black. That is the one I don't really agree with. That one, I don't agree for it. But see, I don't know what this man did, so I don't even know what happened that led to them beating him. So I don't know if it's this one I spoke about. Maybe he offended somebody that knows the soldiers and they called the soldiers, or maybe he's even dragging girl with the soldier. You don't know. So don't drag girls with soldiers.
now they try am. Now they say na
Don't
love. This
try.
one is worse than
So if
DNA.
you don't know, you do not know what transpired between them. I am in no way justifying this, and it's a good thing that Nigerian army has taken that step. They should really face the law. They should face whatever comes their way, because they are not expected to be beating civilians like that. They are not, because it is believed that they are too strong. As a people who practice judo, they are not expected to fight outside.
yeah.
You should not,
Yes.
because it is believed that you can kill a person.
Mm-hmm.
You know where to hit a person and that person will stop breathing.
Right.
So they know that you know. So they don't expect you to now subject people to that kind of threat. So every anger you are fighting, you are beating, and you a judoka, is now the judoki now. I think the judoka is the one that practices. So you now a judoka, you are fighting
You go and beat somebody shy.
somebody that just knows how to fight elemu or this normal eke that we fight, or one that does not even know to fight any. So what's going to happen? You throw one punch, one kick, is gone. So you are not supposed to be beating people like that. But it happens. It happens. And sometimes they get away with it. We have seen one here in Ibadan before that was cutting the hair of a girl because I think the girl had colored hair. this colored attachment on her head.
Where in
And
the
he just sat
constitution
her,
is that their business?
he sat her on the floor. Here, I think Bere or Jaba. He sat her down on the floor and was, we've seen them. They abuse this power that they have. But it's good that the Nigerian army has come out to say that these people have been arrested and investigations will be done. I think I like that.
I think I actually like the current leadership of the Nigerian army because
I think all of them. I think all the defense chiefs
yes,
are
they are
yes, they are up and I think we are hearing they are working. It's not like the one that is adding weight. You have added weight. Okay, not that one anyway.
Now, the Nigerian army has debunked some online reports of poor feeding of troops, especially that of Operation Hadarin Daji fighting insurgencies in Zamfara State. This is contained in the statement signed by the spokesman of the 8th Division, Lieutenant Colonel Ikechukwu Eze. There was an online newspaper that accused the army authorities of not paying the December salary and feeding allowance of the troop. But the army statement said the attention has been drawn to a circulated online allegation that troops deployed in Zamfara State have been poorly fed and have not been paid their December 2023 allowance. It is pertinent to state that contrary to the claim of poor feeding of the troops, the general officer commanding 8th Division, who is physically at the vanguard of ongoing clearance operations in Zamfara to ensure socio-economic activities continue to flourish in the state for the past 2 weeks, has been feeding from the same source as the troops, demonstrating its commitment to their well-being and morale. Now, they are debunking this, but lately in Nigeria, once there's a debunking, I don't trust it. I've been saying this for weeks now. But if this is even a rumor, there is no fire without a smoke. Something somewhere must be wrong, and I think instead of debunking, they should investigate. Yes, their commander may be eating, but maybe there will be maybes somewhere in this story.
And yes, it should be investigated because, and sometimes it's not every time that there is a fire there is a smoke. People, this world that we are in, this age and era, people sit and they just cook up stories and they just fly it. No, it happens. But once there is a debunking, I take several steps back and I wait. Because at the end of the day, we are going to hear the truth. And the truth is almost always what they debunked. But let's wait. There's been a debunking here too. So we will wait like we always do. So the truth will come out. When Mr. Abometunji Ojo was accused of taking over 400 million for consultancy job, what did he say? He did not. He said he did not collect. In fact, that was the first thing I read of his involvement in that case. I just read Bometunji Ojo denied collecting.
Yeah, he denied.
I think I showed you.
Yes.
And I was like, my goodness, this guy is involved. So what did we hear about it at the end of the day? His company collected. So when there is a debunking, let's wait. They will go back and check. Then they will come out with the truth. That is probably going to be premised on what we first heard.
These debunkings that we've been having, is it to calm people down so that the reactions will not be too much?
Well, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I think it's just the first reaction before they now go back to before they now go back to check. Okay, Egbo, who did this? Who did that? Is it true? Who leaked it? How did it get to the press? Who heard about it? So I think they will quickly find a way to just manage it, and they will now come out with their own version of the story. That version that you heard is raw, is strong. Yes, so they will now go back. They will now, it's normal now. They will now come. They will now present it.
It didn't be like that.
In a way that, okay, you will now feel I want to explain. Now, Nigerians now. We are gentle like that.
Yes, sir. Very beautiful people.
We are peace loving like that.
Now, Joseph Aloba, the father of the late known Nigerian singer Ilerioluwa Aloba, popularly known as Mohbad, has said his son's body was dumped by the stairs when he arrived at the deceased's home the day he died. In his statement, when I got to my son's house, I met a very large number of people as if a special event was going on. I didn't even pay any attention to the crowd I saw in the house. I went straight into his apartment after seeing lots of people within the house. I knew something had happened to me, even as no one told me anything. I went straight upstairs to his room where we used to talk as father and son. I saw no one in that room but a duvet clothes that was stained with much blood. If not God that has never put me to shame, he made Mohbad's hand to also see the cloth, and she was able to come public and affirm to that horrible sin. All this never signified to my mind that my son was no more. And while I left that room, my attention was called to where my son, Mohbad, was laid by the staircase lifeless, after he had been cleaned up, dressed, and embalmed locally, blocking his nostrils, ears with heavy cotton wool. It was after seeing the lifeless body of my son that I started looking around to see different faces, including Mohbad's lawyer. There I was, then there and that was when I asked what I wanted to do with the body while standing like a fresh madman. He said his sister went public with the bloodied duvet cloth. Did you hear of anything like that?
No, I don't think so. The only thing I heard about any kind of cloth was they said that the wife threw one cloth on his corpse, or the coffin, when they wanted to bury him. Then they said she threw one white cloth. Maybe that was the same cloth they were talking about. I don't know.
If that cloth,
Mm.
the one you say is a duvet.
The duvet, heavy one, so it couldn't have been the one she threw. I don't know. I didn't hear about it.
But this man, his dad, keeps coming up with different accounts of the same and different stories every day as regards. I'll be sincere, I am tired. I saw an interview he granted where he was asked if he sees Mohbad one more time, that and he has something to say, what would he say to the lead singer? I said, I'll tell him to be very careful of the woman he marries. And then he went on about how the marriage was not supposed to be a wedding, it was supposed to be an introduction, he wasn't aware, it was Mohbad that paid the bride price, one thing, and then he went on and on. And I remembered one of the interviews he granted. I was like, he used to be very close with Wumi. And then in this one, he was saying he didn't like her, he had his reservations and all of that.
See, in relationships, in marriages, people change. You probably don't like someone from the start of a relationship. In the course of a relationship, it's like you don't have a choice. She's now my son's wife. You get, so the likeness, the interest, the whatever feelings he's had towards her might have changed over time. He probably wasn't in support of the whole thing from the beginning, but now they are together. They have a boy, or they were pregnant, and he didn't have a choice but to just support whatever decision his son makes. That is not making an excuse for this man, because I really am tired of all his tirades too. I think he should just keep quiet already. He should just concentrate on burying his son or not. If he doesn't want to bury his son, well, it's his decision. It's his son. Whatever he wishes to do with the body, he should go ahead with the body, but let him not just flout the laws. If he wants to keep him embalmed for the rest of his years, let him just go ahead and do that. He should leave this woman alone. See, in this part of the world, if a man dies, it's the wife that kills him. If a man dies, the family will come and say, some people even that is it. So no matter the kind of relationship you had with them when the husband was alive, they will still trouble you. Some will do it subtly, some will do it they will come face on and tell you that you have killed their brother. So but I don't think this should be coming from the father. I really don't understand the problem between this man and Wumi, because people are funny. People are very, very funny. I've read an account of Wumi where she said that this man was fond of bringing girlfriends to their house. That he was very fond of, he was in the habit of bringing girls to sleep with in their house. where she and Mohbad and some other record label signees were staying. And it was when Mohbad confronted that they were still very chummy. She and the man they were chummy at the time. But when Mohbad now confronted his dad and registered his displeasure, that was when the man now went against Wunmi, that it was me that was teaching Mohbad to go against him. That is an account. That is one of the accounts too from Wunmi. So we have a lot. We weren't there really. So we are going to depend or rely on what they are going to be telling us. The man said he shouldn't have married. He should be careful the woman is going to marry. Or he would have warned him not to marry this woman. Did we hear of any problem between Mohbad and his wife while he was still alive? Did Mohbad for once accuse his wife?
I didn't even know he was married.
Neither did I. But they were married. They wore their traditional attire for the wedding. So what exactly is he now talking about? All through the months or the years they were together, we didn't hear any story of infidelity on either side. So why is it now him that is coming out to say that she poisoned Mohbad's food one day because she wanted to go and sleep with another signee in the same house? It's not. They are not palatable. The things this man is saying are not palatable to the ears, even if they are true.
And in all of these things he's saying, he has not for once mentioned, oh, my son was bullied, those who bullied my son, what he went through, the visible things he went through that everybody saw. He never mentioned.
The things people are talking about, he is not even focusing on them. He is so fixated on this woman called Wunmi, and I don't know why. It's not because I'm a woman. No. See that DNA test, I support it too.
If they want to come and do it.
If they want to do it, they should go ahead and do it. Let her have some peace.
I think he's asking for money to pay or something.
They should go and do the DNA test and give her and the child some kind of dignity. And if she is found wanting, if the child does not belong to Mohbad, we will all know then she will go away, for crying out loud. But why all this trauma? A young girl like that just lost her husband, the father of her only child. And all you've been talking about is how she had been a bad woman. How she cornered the boy to herself and to her family.
To buy land.
How the Mohbad bought land in is it in her name now or his name, but kept the papers with the mother-in-law. Shit, they are messy domestic stories. We are not interested in this. We are not. The only thing Nigerians are crying for is justice for Mohbad. If he was killed, what killed him? Who killed him? That is what we want to know. We don't want to know about his wife, if he married her correctly, or if the introduction turns to marriage. That is not what.
He was an adult. He could decide for himself.
That's not. He didn't even need you to be there on the wedding day.
It's scary.
Because he didn't marry an underage, and he wasn't an underage himself. So please, this man should just rest and focus on whatever he wants to do. He should go and do the DNA test, then accept the boy, and whatever is due to the boy in your family, give him. What's the problem? What does he have with Wunmi?
Moving on, a housewife, Saidatu Ayuba, has asked a grade 1 area court for divorce after a 27-year marriage over impotence. The petitioner got married to her husband in 1997. They are blessed with 5 children, ages 25, 22, 14, 9, and 7. She told the court, I got married when I was 16 years old. I have never been with any other man before my marriage. Since 2 years ago, I have been having misunderstanding with him. This is because he got a girlfriend outside our marriage. He has not been functioning as a man. I am tired of the situation. That's his impotence. And his attitude, I want a divorce and in the interest of the justice. But the man replies, I married another wife and I am performing perfectly well as a man. The lady I married has 1 child for me. We got married in her village. Now, so the excuse for the divorce is impotence. apparently is not doing his duties to her. But he claims he's functioning well, that he married someone else and they have a kid together. But at least he's not doing for her. That means to her, it didn't work.
There's just a way to confirm if he's working or not. I think they should get him a neutral woman, another wife that is neutral for the purpose of this experiment. So we will ensure that she's not going to take anybody's side. Then let's see. So the woman will be our result at this time.
The
So
referee.
yes, if she says this man can do, then we will know that okay, maybe he doesn't want to do with
you.
this first wife.
But why would you even marry someone you don't want to engage with? Like you don't want to just.
After how many years? After how many children?
She was how old when he married her? She was 15 and 16.
No, it's not like he doesn't want to engage in her. Maybe he's now tired of her. They have 5 kids now, according to your story.
Yeah.
How many years of marriage? 27. Tony. So it's not like why would you marry? He did not. See, but this one that he just married now, is he not performing?
He's getting action. Her body no be firewood now.
That is another thing. That is another case. So the woman wants to solve her problem now. That's why she wants a divorce.
Yes.
So it's mutual. If they want to solve that problem, if the woman is asking that the problem be solved, let us just confirm that this man can do. He does not want to do with you. I'm sure the woman will, then she will know. But I'm sure she knows. Maybe that's why she's asking to go. Apparently, he doesn't want to use his potency for her again. So he has become impotent to her. But now, the new wife that he has, that just had a kid for him, according to his story, will not say such. So he has made up his mind. He has made the decision. So the woman is looking for the solution to be solved, the problem to be solved. That's her own solution. So if he agrees to the divorce, or if he doesn't agree, if the judge grants the divorce, then the woman is free to go.
Their decision and the court's decision should benefit either of them. Anyways, now an airline was called out for alleged attempts to suffocate its passengers, including an 82-year-old man. They said, and someone made a video and showed passengers aboard the flight fanning themselves.
Let me see.
I don't have.
Is that not the AFCON?
No, not the AFCON.
You know, AFCON had the same. This Gambia footballers.
Those ones that
going
had
to
to
AFCON.
return.
Yes, they returned, and the president got them another flight, and I think they had left almost immediately.
Now, for this post, I saw a lot of people mentioning a certain airline. Like
okay.
They didn't even need to see anything; they were just mentioning.
It can only be. Really?
Yes.
Okay.
And I've never been in a plane, so I don't know how the ventilation works and all of that. But don't they know that they are taking people inside on air, a bit to air?
Okay, all the.
And I saw a funny comment that they should open
the window. Or they go in with hand fans. In all the problems that airplanes have developed, probably aboard or on air, it's not like they don't know. It's not like they know. Sometimes they don't know. They just develop them. And sometimes they know they are managing them. You understand? They feel they can manage them. We have seen those that said, okay, they went with one engine where it's supposed to be 2 engines, or one tire caught fire. So a lot of things have happened. So I will not say that they knew that there was not enough ventilation or oxygen, because I think that was a similar thing that happened to those Gambian players going for AFCON, and thank God none of the players died, because it was really bad. It was really bad. I think they were so almost suffocated.
Yes,
and they had to just turn back, and I think it developed fault mid-air. I think it just stopped working mid-air. I don't know, Tony, if you had seen this video of this third mainland bridge construction, where they were killing rams. They said they were making sacrifices. If you not seen the video, Google it now. Google it, you'll see it now. They said they were making sacrifices. They had killed 3 rams, white rams, on the floor, and they were draining their blood. And people just concluded that they were making sacrifices before they begin work on that part of the third mainland bridge. Have you seen it?
I can't see the video, but I'm seeing stories.
There is the video now. Click on video now. You should see the video. So people are saying, what is that really? What is up to that? Because they want to construct. So this is even rehabilitation work they want to do. And now if they now want to do the whole bridge, what are they going to kill? And what is that one that they killed? It's 3 now. They have already killed 3 cows.
17 cows.
17 for the whole bridge. When they are killing 3, what ratio is that? They are killing 3 for patchwork. So honestly, I don't see much to it. If it's their belief that they should do that to ensure that everything goes peacefully and smoothly for them and successfully, okay. I really don't care. I really don't care, because if we had seen them praying the Christian way, I don't think we would have faulted them. If we had seen them praying in a Muslim way before they commence the work, we would say, don't follow, no one. But so if this is their belief, this is their belief. They believe in this and they are doing it. So if it works for the benefit of all.
I will tell you,
because I don't think they are breaking any law there.
No, I don't. There's no. Is there any law?
They are not breaking any law there. So if that's their belief, because you see, there's always the sacrifice. There's always you have to do something to. You want to pray, the sacrifice you will make. Even prayer itself is sacrifice you are making. So if they believe that, okay, doing this, because we have people who believe in this, whose religion this is. So you can't just begin to call them out like they are doing something out of this world.
Okay, now I'm back to entitled people, somewhat ungrateful people. This lady posted saying, you asked your talking stage, someone you're not dating but you're intending to date, so it's a talking stage, for money to buy food. He decided to deliver it himself. And then she captioned it with, stingy man 2024, waiting I do you. The man, she asked for money for food, but I think maybe he likes to cook, maybe gestures are his own love language. So he cooked for her, cooked spag, put egg. It wasn't bad, I'll be sincere. Packaged and sent to her. Maybe it's food that she said she needs, and he sent her food. The food looks like something that he cooked by himself. And then this girl was complaining, but people had to react. Bro Shaggy now said, you better hold that guy tight. He showed me saying that the guy cook am from the way I see that boiled egg. He even add letter, yes, the guy added a written note to it. He now said he even add letter join. If any girl send me bread and beans this 2024, now yes I do. And I'm just wondering, what kind of entitlement did that girl think she had? If she wanted money, she should have just asked for money straight. She said she wanted food, and he cooked food and sent it to her.
I honestly don't even know what to say, because people have become very funny, and relationships. That's now work. That's is somebody's job now.
Yes.
Once you, I read a post on X. The boy said, once I start texting you regularly, just know that I want to sleep with you. And someone now replied him, once she starts replying your text regularly, just know she wants to bill you. So that's what relationship has become, or relationships have become. You greet a lady, she's already asking you to pay for her Uber. A lady is coming to say hi, she's asking you for transportation, and some will even take transportation and not go. And some people will even take transportation and not go. So people have come out to even call out people that they have sent. I sent money to this girl twice.
Yeah, I think
and she didn't show up.
I saw a post where you can actually be prosecuted if you collect money.
You know, it's funny. Yes, and you don't go. Yes, it's a crime.
Oh.
I think it's obtaining by false pretense.
I want to see the test of the list.
You know, it's funny. People have become so materialistic. But you see, now it swings side both ways too. It swings both ways, both men and women, boys and girls. They have become so materialistic. Relationship is nothing to them now. But business is
nice.
money.
It's not nice.
If it's not sex,
Poverty
it's money.
alleviations. They say it's now poverty alleviation skill.
Relationships. Can you imagine?
Because some girls is when you meet them that their house
That
rent
their house
expires.
rent will expire, their
It is
school
then their
fees will be
gas
due,
gets
their gas will
exhausted.
finish. Yes, their gas will finish, their sub will finish, their
But that's not
landlord will
nice.
call them, the school fees will be due.
That's not nice. Your
Their
parents
mommy
are
will be sick.
responsible for you. I'll tell you this.
Their mommy will be sick.
Yes, now this is not me being a pick me, because when you speak against it, they say, "Oh, you're just being a pick me." This is not me being a pick me. If you're still single, your parents are completely entitled to taking care of you. But if you're going to be in a relationship with somebody, that means you like them. There's a mutual attraction. If he gifts you, fine. You should give too. It's not that you be giving them only
Well,
butter.
these days the attraction is no longer on the face.
Is
It's
there
in the
even
pocket.
attraction?
It's in the pocket. There is.
Okay, in the pocket.
It's in the pocket.
And the body.
And that's why I said
God bless
it's
Africa.
both ways. The boy is not even looking at the face. He's not
Yeah.
even looking at your
He's looking
spoken
at the
English.
yachts.
He's looking at you from waist down. Okay, and sometimes he will look at the chest if he's a chest person. The girl is not even looking at anything but Hazard. Once you start asking for Hazard, you start asking for babe. What can I do for babe? Can I say you, babe?
Do you want
See,
Disney bag?
forget about it.
Wig?
Even if you are okay,
Let's move on. Okay, at this point, we'll just take the comments we have on the Telegram platform.
Wow. And
Josh,
quickly.
Josh Anis says, Auntie BC saying we are gentle like that. Sounds to me like we're gullible like that. Then Olaolo Shekba says, under what law were the Amotekun guys charged that time? Federal or state? Who was the DPP that delayed the opinion sought by the police? A state or a federal officer? If the constitution said the Nigeria police should be managed by a council of 39 people, the president, the chairman of Police Service Commission, the IGP and the 36 state governors, how else do you want the constitution to empower the governors? If 36 members decide to abandon their roles and hand over the management to the rest three, how is that the problem of the constitution? Murder is a state of offense and police has been prosecuting. Who has been forcing them to do that? Issue of constitution and the law is about facts and emotions. Josh Anis again says, Auntie BC has said it all. Our politicians don't have ideology. They never did. They never will. They fight for positions just to have access to the money and gain some political mileage. Most of them are billionaires, yet they keep fighting for every kobo they can get. Talk about the poverty of the mind. Now, Mr. Diadediron, the issue of obtaining the NIN has become a tug of war once again. It could be imagined how a person that is glued to only one machine on hand in Akinyele local government, Moniya, could serve students who need NIN for their examinations as well as other prospective applicants. There should be facilities for the physically challenged people in a season like this. How long shall we continue to struggle each time to engage in programs of national interest? And Mr. Leke replying to Grateful, I think Grateful says just like the armed forces under the control of Mr. President. Tell me what is wrong if the state police is under the control of the governor. The executive is supposed to execute the law made by the legislators and the governor is the chief executive officer of the state. What you should ask for is checks and balances by the three arms of government and not worrying about the governor controlling the state police. Now, Mr. Leke's comment is, I think he is not aware that only the police can prosecute in the law court, and it's a fact that no security agency is under the governor. The CSO title given to governors is just on papers. Many seem to have forgotten the fight Akeredolu and other southwest governors fought with the AGF to have Amotekun until date. Amotekun can't carry sophisticated weapons. In fact, about 3 Amotekun officers were arrested by police for arresting a criminal and handing the criminal over to the police during the Igogon crisis. These guys used months before they were bailed out by Borisha, the ESQ, was at the forefront fighting for those guys. Let the person asking where in Constitution shows where the Constitution empowered the state governors on security matters. Security is not on concurrent list. It is on executive exclusive list. I am sure he understands that. And at this point, we will open the phone lines for you, our listeners, to air your opinions. 08107812544 09153029992. Those are the numbers that will lead you right here into the studio. We still have enough time to take your comments, so you can still drop your comment on the Telegram platform. I'll take the numbers again for those who missed them. 08107812544 09153029992. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, my sister in the house.
Good morning. Your name, where are you calling from?
This is Mr. Benson calling from New Garage. I salute the effort of the Nigerian Army arresting those guys that massacred somebody in River State. Now, about the law in Lagos that was lost by the police. Imagine what other Nigerians are passing through in the hands of people. So the road shows you the VIO, the Army and the police. They are passing to hell in their hands. I traveled to a state some time ago in the north. I was arrested by VIO. 6 o'clock in the morning. It's just a case of extortion and intimidation that is happening in Nigeria. This is in Nigeria. I'm talking to you. Thank you.
Thank you. 09153029992. Hello, good morning. All right, while we wait for the calls to call in, I was going to... Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. I think the network is not nice this morning. So you remember when social media personality James Brown went to the UK and we got to know that he was studying outside. He posted that what a beautiful gift I give myself this year by sponsoring myself to study in the UK and all of that. Now someone said, I can't believe this guy came to the UK for a visit and lied to Nigerians that he was studying only to go back home after a month. I swear, it was our set. They were dragging Bob then for not doing masters, and then the guy has come to say the reason that it wasn't like he lied, that he actually dropped out because he couldn't afford school fees. And I saw a question that stood out to me. Is it that he didn't know what the school fees was?
I was going to ask what he was expecting when he puts in and how he even got in. Was he not expected to pay some amount before as part payment, and was it that he could not raise the rest, or maybe he didn't know he could not? He thought he could afford it, so eventually he couldn't.
We are still taking calls. 08107812544 09153029992. You can still drop your comment on the Telegram platform, official Maestro Pedals. We can still take your comment. And Maestro drops the link to the TikTok handle, _Maestro. Just head to the Telegram platform. You will find the address there. 09153029992. 08107812544. Now, while we are rooting for our boys to bring back the cup at the AFCON 2023, now Sadhguru Maharaji has asked the Federation, the NFF, to sack or replace the coach. Yes, to replace him with JJ Okocha. All right. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Your name and where you're calling from?
My name is
Please speak up.
Yeah, I'm calling from Olokun area.
Thank you.
Yeah, my take on state police and the utilization of state police by the governors. Well, this thing is not should not be a difficult problem because it is a function of the law. You know, once the law is made to measure down the power of the government and make the state police command some kind of independence from the executive, then the governors will not have such authority to use them against the perceived enemy of the government. Thank you.
Thank you. 08107812544 09153029992. Those numbers will lead you into the studio. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Please turn down the volume of your radio set.
Yeah, that's done now.
Your name and where you're calling from?
Emmanuel Badmore.
Go ahead, Mr. Emmanuel.
I just want to remind us in your conversation of this morning, I heard you people discussing how we will arrange this country by organizing things according to the law, to give all that in Nigeria. But I survey all around from federal down to local. I think I'm referring to our leaders. None of them that are benefiting from the wealth of this country will now stand or accept or agree with the common man of this country today to restructure this country. Please, I want to ask, who is going to bail us out? Except we restructure this country before the truth can prevail. Check every area of your news day by day. Is there any truth in them all? They are governing us in an ironic way. Things are getting tough and very angry. May God deliver us.
Amen.
Let us pray.
Thank you.
Nigerians, wake up and let us pray to God.
Thank you.
These people are too hard for us. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
0810781. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Mrs. Oyeride.
Please, if Oyeride from Uganda.
Yes, ma'am.
Papa, pardon this idea with nation, the citizens that we are with. Any slightest word that is being spoken, the police will around people that should stop for me, stop it. That is the weakness in us. Let us be bold enough to fight this restructuring. We need boldness to conquer our land, to take back our land. We should not be able to take it except we are bold enough to counter all these people. God will heal our land.
Amen. Thank
Amen.
you.
Thank you.
09153029992. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Go ahead, Mr. Jide.
And now, we all know that we need state police in this country. And there has been the governor might misuse the concept. And this I think is true, except we put a system in place. And the system can only be put in place except we structure this country. Because if we do restructure and we take state police force, the governor would have standardized that good system before restructuring comes. But I think it's high time, maybe this 2024, there should be a robust discussion about restructuring this country. Then I want modernity to talk on what the elders and the council of elders said about what do they call this thing in local government. It's something we used to obtain in the local government.
Okay, local government identification
for
indigenship.
non-indigent.
Yes.
I'm an Ibadan man, but I think your father Max will still go to Canada and do something there. So why can't others do something here?
Thank you, Mr.
Well, I think the traditional rulers, family heads, Bales and Central Council of Ibadan Indigenes they resolved to curb the menace of issuance of local government identification certificate to
Hello, good morning.
non-indigents.
Hello, good
Hello.
morning.
Yeah, good morning. My name is Gordon. I'm coming from Ibadan.
Go ahead.
Can you hear me, ma?
Yes,
Yes,
we
we can
can.
hear
Please
you.
go ahead.
Oh, concerning the issue, the man is the soldier beating a man naked in Port Harcourt. My dear sister, it is terrible this time around. Can you imagine? So let's say if soldier is handling somebody, nobody, they didn't even expect anybody to come and say what happened to intervene. Even anybody that puts marks, that person may be done beating. It happened to me several times. So these people think they have no power like that. Nobody, after God like them. So I'm very happy that the army, the organ have taken in charge or taken responsibility to make sure that these people face the law. It is too much for these people. It's unbearable.
Thank you. We
Thank
won't
you.
be able to take more calls this morning as our time is well spent. Many thanks to everyone who has been a
Hello.
part.
Yes,
Hello, good
quickly.
morning.
I'm Messi.
Go ahead, please.
I don't know what is wrong. Once somebody is in that presidency, only his personal interest will matter to him. Two, maybe the ethnic interest, or the fear of not wanting his authority to be watered down. I mean political interest. That's why the man there now, who should have kick-started restructuring, he's not even looking at that side at all. Because he will not want probably state police that will compete with him if he wants something done in a particular state.
Thank you,
You
Mr.
understand?
SB. Our time is exhausted. We will be back here next week, Friday, for another edition of the TGIF Headlines. Many thanks to you who have joined us today. My name is Toni and Adebisi, and thank you, Adebisi Ogunjimi, for joining me on the show.
Thank you for having me.
It's always a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you.
Have a wonderful weekend.